I'm really pleased to be here today with Sean. And Sean, thank you for joining me on Zoom to talk a little bit about your experience of Alpha. But take us a little bit back. You know, your background. I think you don't come from a Christian background. Your parents weren't Christians. Tell us a bit about your background.
No, anything but. So, I grew up in Sydney, in Australia, the son of a complete atheist who hated the church and never set foot in the church, and an agnostic mother who was not exactly positive towards it either. And my life really has been kind of revolved bizarrely around the church. Regular attender of church, but never really felt like there was any sort of great connection there. I think I struggled to find the link between a building and the sentient being, you know.
What was it like when you first joined Alpha?
Yeah, well, it was instantly attractive to me. I think the people who were on the course seemed like people like me. They didn't seem to be dog collar and you know, walking around with a Bible. It was explanatory, and I think it really helped that I'm a questioning person and quite a scientific brain. I guess I like things to make sense from a scientific viewpoint, and I've always struggled with the whole, you know, creation versus evolution thing. But actually, I think the two things can stand instead. There were some answers given by scientists from Oxford early in the course that was really enlightening, and there's other bits and pieces as well. That there's stories from some truly hard men who've done some pretty horrible things, who have had their life turned to Christ, and I guess for me it was a bit like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. The conversations that go on around the videos are quite extraordinary, because it's all like, you know, we're living in a world where you don't meet. Now, I'm an entirely people person. I'm a massive extrovert. I love people more than anything else, and to have to do a course where you can't be in the same room as people, I thought was going to be really hard, and it wasn't. It was phenomenal. So we've had a very rough, probably decade. My wife hasn't got fantastic health, and she's had a couple of big scares over the last sort of eight or 9 years, and it shook me. I'm a good one for hoping for the best, but I think that I was really looking for more guidance and the ability to feel a faith that I'd never really deeply felt. So I went along, and actually it was instantly me. It just hit all of the bits that fit me and my personality. Being able to get questions that I'd never actually knew I had answered without me asking the questions was really like a light bulb moment.
And tell us, Sean, how would you summarize the difference that Jesus has made to you?
So I think for the first time in my life, I felt the presence of Christ, and I felt the presence of God in my life. There was on the weekend session where you're talking about the Holy Spirit. I've always struggled with that. Whole speaking with tongues frightened me a little bit, but we were praying afterwards, and there'd been an element in the video about, you know, this enormous wind that came, and it was the Holy Spirit acting. And I was sitting in my front room at the time, and I was sitting in shorts, and this enormous wind blew up through the floorboards and like literally ruffled the hair on my legs. And as we were praying, I thought I felt like that was quite an extraordinary thing. So, as I said, we've had a tough decade, but I felt a calm and a peace that I've never had in my life, and I feel like I have an ability to have a conversation with Christ that I didn't have before. I mean, it was life-changing. Alpha was absolutely life-changing. I feel like it's opened a door that I have never known how to open, and has given me something that I just didn't know existed. I just never have had a feeling of calm.
Brilliant, Sean. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for sharing.
You're very welcome.